Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Liz Hamawan, and I'm the Director of Academic Support here at Illinois College. And one cool part of my job is I get to serve as lead academic coach, which means I get to interact with all of you first-year students as you come here to campus in the fall. And I am so excited. I am sitting here on the upper quad. You can see some of the library behind me because I just picked up my copy of Matthew Sanders' Becoming a Learner. And I know all of you will be receiving your first year summer reading series title in the coming days. And I also am hearing on the wind that you get to embark on your first college homework assignment regarding the summer reading series. And I know for some of us, it's the summertime. Our brains are trying to relax and get ready for the next adventure, right? So come with me while I break down some of the highlights of the summer reading series assignment and give you some tips and tricks. But I do gotta say, if you haven't been out here recently, find a way to come visit campus. I'm sitting here again on the upper quad, and I cannot tell you how beautiful it is today, even though it is a little hot. Okay, so let's quickly break down that assignment. One of my first tips I want to share with you is set up the environment around you to get ready for scholarly work, right? Because you'll notice when you look through your text, it's not very large. There's not a whole lot of pages that we're going to be interacting with, but it's going to be very impactful what we do engage with, right? So we need to get our environment set up to do some scholarly work, right? So you'll notice around me, I have very few distractions, and what I do have, it's very minimal, and it's up to my standard of comfort. Now, we all have different lived experiences and our surroundings look vastly different, right? So give yourself permission to take whatever small space that you can and make it your own, right? Gather up any drinks, snacks, writing utensils. So I've got my pen and my highlighter and my notebook and my book and a copy of your reading assignment, and make whatever space you can cozy enough to where you can get into that scholarly mindset, right? And then we'll take a quick look at this assignment as we get started, because you'll notice nowhere does it say on any of your materials to jump right into reading the book, right? Our biggest tip is to actually get yourself in the contextual environment first, right? So that requires looking over the assignment in total, and that helps you practice what your life will be like as a scholar here at IC. So off the bat, we notice our summer reading assignment. As we look through, take a quick glance at how many pages there are. It's not that many. There's 6, but we start to notice some physical attributes throughout, right? So as I'm scrolling back up to the top of my first page, I'm noticing there's lots of question areas and there's space for me to fill in text. So I already noticed as I'm putting my thoughts together, I don't need to create a separate Google Doc for this. All of it's going to be maintained here. Okay, and as I go through, number one, it's telling me my important deadlines and due dates, right? As any good assignment description should. It's also reminding me that this is required. I'm starting to notice, and here's how I want you to break down this assignment. Things are broken up into pre-reading. So before you read. So this is telling me before I even open up the book. I even see then there's stuff to happen during reading. And I recall my attention, and I was looking at all of my charts and different pages. I saw these words here, after reading. So you notice it's broken up into 3 big chunks. That's how I would advise you to start breaking down this assignment and the time it's going to take for you to get all of your thoughts together, right? Do not try to sit down in one sitting and do all of this, because the hidden skill that we're practicing, not only in that engagement and reading of the text, it's thinking and reflecting and connecting, all of those critical thinking skills, right? That scholarly mind. So the best way to break it into these smaller pieces is to do exactly as it is on your guided reading sheet. So if you have a section here that is pre-reading, do all of that in one sitting and perhaps take a small break. Maybe it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, or a day, but take a break. Then there's all of these things in interacting and during the reading. And again, it's a small text, right? But you can break even these you know, while you're reading tasks into smaller pieces, okay? Because you notice wherever there's a big section, these arrows tell us there might be one or two things it's asking us to do, right? So breaking that down, all of my during reading, okay? And again, as I noticed, I don't need to create another Google Doc. All of my stuff is right here. And then my after reading, okay? Splitting it up into small workable chunks will make it very easy for you to hit certain, deadlines. One, the big deadline of this entire worksheet being due August 29th during your second first year seminar class. And the other is a built-in time in the month of July where you get to come together with a group of your peers and student involvement leaders just to sort of check in and talk about the book, right? Any academic coach would tell you when you're dealing with any big assignment, this being your first college assignment, is to break it into workable chunks. And for me, as I'm looking at this guided sheet, it's already built that way for me, where I focus in on my before reading tasks and I'm reading carefully what it's asking me to do. All of that information is right there. There's nothing hidden from me where I have to go then research something else and look up another book. It is all right there, right? So I'm before, my during, and my after, right? And just work at it in those little pieces. Now, someone out there might ask the question, are we being graded on this? Of course, in your own individual first year seminar sections, each of your instructors will address that for you. But in terms of completing this particular assignment, what I would say is I would, as much as you can, engage to the level that you can. The only thing that would be outright wrong is for it to be not completed, because that is just showing maybe a lack of engagement, right? So in any way possible, interact with the text, work through this guided reading activity, and you're well on your way to developing those skills as a scholar here at IC. And I'm so excited to get started reading. I too am going to set up my environment as much as I can and break my reading into those before reading, during reading, and after reading strategies, because they'll give me small workable chunks instead of doing anything all in one sitting. So happy reading. Have fun with this assignment. Again, nothing is hidden. It's all written out for you right there. And as you learn about becoming a learner, I cannot wait to hear some of your perspectives and insight into this very first scholarly assignment here at IC. So happy reading, and we'll see you on the other side.